What's up, Internet? Cory Szamier here, and welcome to my 2015 room tour. Let's cut the bullshit because I'm going to be rambling a lot. Let's get to it. Alright guys, the way I see this working is I'm going to start from the very center of Cory Szamier Studios, I guess. And we're going to work around counterclockwise. We'll end with the Super Nintendo stuff and the other Nintendo stuff. So this is where I sit most of the time. Usually on YouTube. Usually with a cup of coffee. I have in front of me really old Full Metal Alchemist poster and an even older Watchmen poster, I believe. Honestly, I planned on getting new shelves to put up there. Haven't done it yet. That might be something you see in the next room tour if I'm even still here. As you see, my Rob collection grew by 2 this year, I believe. I think I had the first Rob last year, and I got 2 in one video. I also have, well, a very bright light, so let's actually get our asses up and get a better view. We got Optimal Optimus. My entire boxed NES collection. Hits include both Castlevania 2 and 3. Still looking for Castlevania 1 complete in box. Got DuckTales. Got that at a garage sale, I think, last year. Or the year before, actually. Kirby's Adventure, definitely my best condition boxed NES game. River City Ransom, still looking for the cartridge. I got that a few videos ago. Got a pretty good deal on that at the Plainville Flea Market. And as you have all seen, my amiibo collection. A few of these games you'll notice boxes are in really kind of shitty condition, like Mario 2 and Mario 3. I got them both at Savers that had them, and the tops were ripped off, and a few other of the games are like that. So I'll be looking for upgrades eventually. On to the rest of the desk, we have the Club Nintendo question block box that has the Club Nintendo statue, which you'll see later in this video. I have it elsewhere. Got 2 boxed Super Nintendo controllers. Not quite sure why they're right there, but that's how I had them. There, that's a better view. Got my 3 Pokemon League badges from back in the day. Going down further, we have some of the stuff. Random ass Pocky that I haven't had a chance to eat yet. Some other just stuff, like I do a lot of shipping here, so I have like scissors, packing tape, extra jewel cases for loose CDs. Got my Japanese video game soundtrack here, collection I should say. We got Castlevania, I think Dracula X. It's one of the PlayStation 2 ones and the other PlayStation 2 one. I got those from Ted, so I'm not really familiar with them. And a Legend of Zelda one. The Capcom 30th Anniversary Character Encyclopedia, which I've actually read pretty much the entire thing. It's pretty cool. I enjoy Capcom a lot, even though I don't play their games all that often. Like, I've never played a Devil May Cry game, but I'm really intrigued by their character designs, and I love them as a company. This last generation, they did a lot of DLC bullshit, which I didn't really partake in, so it didn't really bother me. But I saw CJR pick up that Capcom book, and I needed to pick it up also. We have the only tripod I own, which is maybe a foot long, and I rarely use it nowadays just because, I don't know, it's easier to just put the phone on the laptop. Oh, and let's take a look at my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance collection. I've decided, instead of keeping them just loose and bouncing around, I am putting them in a binder. And I bought this Pokemon trading card game binder off of eBay because it is pretty much the only video game related one I could find that I really liked. So let's go. A lot of classics here. My favorites, obviously, the Pokemon games. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, I had that as a very young kid. I did not get very far in it ever. I don't think I understood how to save the game. Kirby's Dream Land, one of the few Game Boy games that isn't a Pokemon game that I've actually completed. Some more classic games. I have yet to try Kirby Tilt and Tumble, but we got Donkey Kong Land, Tetris, Metroid 2, Mega Man 2, Final Fantasy Legend 3. I've had that forever. I think that's actually supposed to be part of the... I always fuck up this name. Seitsu Desenku or something. Whatever the Japanese name for the Secret of Mana games, I believe that was supposed to be one of those. Shadowgate Classic. I remember convincing my mom to purchase that for me at Toy Works back in the day, and I couldn't get anywhere in it. Some less classic games here. Still have yet to try Kirby Star Stacker. I used to have Wave Race as a kid, and I actually bought that one because I had fond memories of it. Definitely didn't hold up. Some more classic games. Battletoads. I actually like the Battletoads on the Game Boy. I think better than I like the NES one. I don't know. I think it makes a better handheld game. Tactics Ogre. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, kind of disappointing to me. I was a big fan of the regular Tactics game. Of course, we got all the Pokemons there. I have yet to try the Shining series. I really do mean to eventually. Have 3 of the Game Boy Advance titles. Shining Soul, Shining Soul 2, and Shining Force. Resurrection of the Dark Dragon. Haven't had a chance to play those yet. Advance War, the first Game Boy Advance game I ever owned when I got mine back in the day. Final Fantasy IV, that's actually one I mean to play on the handheld eventually. Just because I've never played through that myself. I think I've watched a Let's Play of it. I do not remember of who. And some more garbage games. Alright, we're moving... Alright, let's take a look at my closet. Now, this is where the limitations of this room really come into play. I would love to have all these boxes out on display, but I live in a room that is about as big as some people's walk-in closets, so that's just not possible. We have the Jungle Green 64, which I've actually just stopped displaying. You'll see what I've replaced it with. The Model 2 Super Nintendo Mini, complete in the box, which I got off eBay a long time ago. Also a Sega Saturn in the box, which I got off eBay a long time ago. My Game Gear, that's complete in the box, that I got at the Wallingford Flea Market about 2 years ago now. Black Nintendo GameCube, still looking for a special edition of that, or the Pokemon edition would be pretty cool. Some bongos, some I actually got rid of 2 of my box Genesis this year, or I guess last year. I'm not missing them, they were just taking up space. And the only one I have nostalgia for is the Model 2 anyway. Model 2 for life. Shitty Xbox box, shittier Xbox 360 box, I believe. And let's move on. The rest of my closet, we have my shirts, blah blah blah. My new scarf, which I just got in the arcade block. Shout out to Arcade Block, definitely, in my opinion, better than Loot Crate. Comes with better shirts that fit better and are better material, and they have better items, I think. You might have seen a few episodes ago, maybe like 2 months ago at this point. I got 2 creepy crawler sets. I have the Bug Maker and the original Creepy Crawler brand. We were planning on doing a video to see if they still worked after like 20 something years, and we haven't had the chance to get that done yet. Most of these are empty. One of these Loot Crate boxes has, I guess I'll show you, it's a room tour after all. Let's not just talk about it, let's show it. Extra chargers and I took all the Game Boy games I had loose out and put it into that binder, so I didn't want to just throw out the cases. I'll have a use for them eventually. And moving past that, the second arcade block I have here houses all the controllers that I use regularly. So I just wanted to have them available because previously I would have to go digging through this big box, which you're about to see down here, that just has tons and tons of controllers. And I found a better way of organizing it. Not the best way, but a better way. But before that, we have our Videomatic, which houses my pathetic loose N64 collection. N64 is probably one of my least favorite systems to collect for, which is why I'm very happy that a lot of 64 games are worth a lot of money, because that gives me the opportunity to sell and get back my money, or trade and trade up into stuff I actually give a shit about. That being said, the games I do give a shit about: Mario Golf, Magical Tetris Challenge, I haven't tried that, but I like Tetris. Pilot Wing 64, that was actually one of the first games I remember playing. Beetle Adventure Racing, that's a hidden gem. I like the cruising games, I remember playing them in the arcade. I'm still missing Cruisin' Exotica. I got a holographic cover, Majora's Mask, and GoldenEye. You'll see the rest of my 64 collection a little bit later in the video. So this jumbled mass is all my extra stuff that I'm going to have for trade eventually, and you'll also see there's a jumbled mass back there. I haven't really had a chance to sort through that because it's all wires. Most of it is PlayStation 2 shit. And I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to show you all these controllers because it would be really tough to just open up all these bags which I have tied. And the way I've done it is, I used to have all these controllers loose in this box, and I would have to just go digging for what I was looking for. So instead, I now have them grouped by, these are all N64 controllers. I have Sega Genesis, Sega Dreamcast, and Sega Saturn in one bag, NES stuff in another bag. So when I need a controller, I just have to go looking for the right bag. There's like 5 bags in there. Over here, we have the stuff I'm actually trying to get rid of right now. Some of it is listed up on eBay. Some of it is for local trade. We have my bag, which I'm bringing to Congo in 2 weeks from the time I'm filming this. And I'm going to be trying to trade some of that. Getting rid of Toxic Crusaders, mainly on the NES and also on the Sega Genesis, because god damn, those games suck. We have some more controllers that I keep at the ready. My boxers, that's what I wear on my ass and balls. Moving on. We have my setup. Holy shit, I need to back up even further. My TV is probably the biggest thing in this room. I got my Philips, I believe 40-inch flat screen, LED, blah blah blah, specs. And my current system setup, which has my PlayStation 3, which is the super slim white one. Unfortunately, I think when I was moving back home, I lost the box, or the box was thrown away, I'm not really sure. Fat PlayStation 2, because it's the best PlayStation 2. PlayStation 4, getting crushed by everything. I'm actually kind of regretting that I picked up that PlayStation 4, and moving forward, I think I will exclusively be only getting limited edition consoles and handhelds, because I always seem to buy early and then regret later when they release something that's cooler. We have my Sega Sports Dreamcast, which actually is the only system there that is not ready to be played just because I don't have the hookups out yet. My Wii U, once again, I guess they haven't really released a real special edition. Like, the console is still the same on the Zelda bundle. Got my recently acquired top loader, my Super Nintendo, and my GameCube with the Wavebird. Alright, here's my new setup over here, which you might have seen in the background of some of the videos already. Still have my gigantic original release poster from Toyworks for Pokemon. Probably one of my most prized possessions in my entire collection. I've seen no one else with it. Let me know if you have, because I would love to actually find one that's in a little bit better condition, because mine was kind of mistreated for years. It was just kind of like sitting behind my bed for the longest time. These two Wii items up here, I'm actually probably going to be trying to trade away at the trade event. I just have them up because why not? They fit there. We got my control deck, which I got in a trade from Ted. It's in fucking mint condition. The power set box, which actually doesn't have a system in it, but it has a never used power pad, and the box is in really great condition. I got this at the flea market about 3 months ago for like $10. My PlayStation 4 box, like I said before, I need to wait for special edition consoles, because how amazing would it be to have the, you know, original PlayStation anniversary PlayStation 4. Put up the map of Skyrim, because that Pokemon poster I had from not Black and White, X and Y was absolutely getting destroyed up there, and it was not really relevant anymore. Got Alduin on display. He's hogging up most of that shelf. My Chrono Trigger poster. I still have one that's in the DS case. That was just an extra poster I had, which is pretty cool. PlayStation 1 box, PlayStation DualShock box, PlayStation 2 box. I still remember opening that up on Christmas Day. So fucking amazing. And the Dreamcast box I got from Ted, which is a mint Dreamcast inside there. And stepping back, we have my Snoopy lamp, which honestly I'm not that big of a fan of Peanuts or Snoopy, but I've had this lamp since I could remember. So I'm pretty sure as long as nothing bad ever happens to it, I'm gonna keep it. One of the randomest thing I have on display in my collection. My old phone, complete in the box. The Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. What a piece of garbage for recording video. That's the reason that all my old videos absolutely had the shittiest quality. But it was a cool idea for a phone, I guess. So underneath Alduin, we have my PlayStation 1 collection, which has grown a little bit this year. Actually, quite a bit this year, I would say. Kind of packed it on the shelf. I'm going to be moving it down a bit later. Some highlights here, definitely Diablo, which I just got last week. Klonoa, Door to Phantom Isle. I was very happy to find that. I almost pooped myself at that garage sale. I got that for less than $2. Final Fantasy Tactics in my top 3 games of all time. Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, Origins. What else do we got here? Parappa the Rapper, a game I wish I was better at, but I'm fucking terrible at it. I can't get past like the first few stages. Suikoden 1. This is actually just the original case. Missing the back art, because what I did with Suikoden 1, because I thought the original art for it was a little bleh, I made my own case for it using the manual, like all the other PlayStation games. It's got this cool Japanese writing, kanji I believe, and I took the back from the case, and I have my own little special Suikoden 1 version, and just displayed this because, even though it's not as cool, it's still part of my collection. Tekken 1, 2, and 3. 3 is one of my most played fighting games of all time. Lunar Silver Star Story Complete over there. And I'm on my knees right now. This is kind of painful. Let's get a good shot. Got the Japanese version, PS1 books, I think they're called. I don't know. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I don't really understand what that is. I think it's the game. I'm not 100% sure. I got that in a trade with Ted. Moving down, I have a small collection of PlayStation 1 long box games, highlighted, I believe, by Rayman, and my PlayStation 2 collection. It's for me here, Atelier Iris. I really enjoyed playing that. Bloody Roar 3 and 4. I believe all I'm missing now is 2. Disgaea, the Grand Theft Auto games, even the Vice City and Liberty City stories. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I actually still have that sealed. I got that from Sam. I'll open it eventually just because it's a really great game to play, but if I could find a loose copy before then, I wouldn't mind having one that's sealed. Predator Concrete Jungle, for a game that I was really excited to get, I still haven't tried it. Kind of disappointed in myself about that. Here's a question for you guys. When it comes to games that are on multiple platforms, like Phantom Brave is on PlayStation 2, PSP, and the Wii, do you collect all of them? Or do you just collect the one that you're most likely to play? Like, part of me wants to hold on to the PlayStation 2 one, and I probably will, but because I have it on PSP, a format that I'm more likely to sit down and play on the go than I would be to sit down and play in my house, and the Wii version I would almost never even have the chance to play because I barely play Wii games. What's your opinion on stuff like that when it's on multiple platforms? Do you collect all of them or not? And also with like Resident Evil games, have the collector's edition, or the steelbook at least, on the PlayStation 2, but I also have it on the GameCube, so. Down here we have my first PlayStation 2 game ever, and the one right below it, which is the one that I traded in to get it. The rest of my Suikoden collection, 3, 4, 5, and Tactics, 5 which I found this year for about $30 at a game exchange, which was a great deal. And I believe I'm just missing the third Xenosaga, and a stupid art project from high school that I've, for some reason, kept in my room. Going down here, we have my Sega Nomad, also known as the only way I really play Sega Genesis games nowadays. Only real standout in my Sega Genesis collection, I think, is Alicia Dragoon. The other games are okay, like the Sonic games are good, NHL 94 is amazing, but it's better on Super Nintendo. Take that, Mike Gartner. I'm pretty sure he's made a comment on my video about that at some point. Moving down, we have my measly Sega CD collection, which consists of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and NHL 94, because I'm probably going to own that on every system that's available. My much smaller than last year, I assume, Sega Saturn collection, because I got rid of a few games. I'm keeping pretty much only what I'll ever end up playing. Same thing with my Dreamcast collection. Helped out CJR, sold him some games. Help out his Sega Dream Quest. And my Xbox collection, basically this entire bookshelf you're seeing right here, is for collections that probably won't be growing that much in the next year or so. That's why it's all kind of tightly packed in there. My Xbox collection, got Stubbs the Zombie, it was a great trade from Wiggy. What else we got down here? My fucking 360 collection, which I guess I could thank for getting me some of the pickups in one of my earlier videos this month. I picked up some games from M&J Collectibles, with mostly trade-ins from my 360 collection. Moving on. My posters, my light source, that's primarily what you're getting light from in my videos. Like I said, not the highest quality here at Cory Szamier Studios. My Soundwave poster, gonna be looking for a replacement for that. Want to get the exact same poster in better condition for when I move, because that one's probably not going to survive another move. The Walking Dead box edition, limited edition PlayStation Vita bundle, which I actually didn't get. That is actually a box, and a lot of these boxes you're going to see in this section, like right there, are boxes that I received from the Gaming Source when they went out of business. Zach cut me a really good deal on those. Very happy to have them. Because I didn't have a Vita box. I ended up purchasing my Vita refurbished off of a deal I found on Cheap Ass Gamer. And that was actually only $120 when I bought it, so it was not bad, even by today's standards. So these are basically my favorite and maybe most expensive Super Nintendo games we have here. We got ActRaiser. Haven't played that yet, but I found that in a Savers, Adventures of Batman and Robin, Captain America and the Avengers, Chuck Rock, the Death and Return of Superman, which I didn't know was rare when I found it, so I was just like, eh. And then someone in the comments was just like, hey, that's actually an uncommon game right there. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, which I've had forever. I actually got that from a retro gaming chain, Game Crazy. And they've used to, at least by today's standards, underprice their games pretty heavily. Killer Instinct, actually not the best condition. Going to be looking for an upgrade eventually. Kirby Superstar, one of the games I'm very happy to have now. I used to try and rent that all the time from Blockbuster, and it was always out. The Lost Vikings, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, which is a game I was looking for quite a while, and I was very happy to find this year at a game exchange for a pretty cheap price. Super Mario RPG, Super Mario All-Stars and Mario World, combination cart, Super Punch-Out!, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. This is a game I've also had forever. I'm pretty sure I got this from the Game Crazy back in the day. Also, same thing with Zombies Ate My Neighbors there. I'm pretty sure I got that for like $10 back in the day at not Game Exchange, Game Crazy. Oh, do you hear that? That was my knees. I'm getting old. My Extra Mile for Outstanding Customer Service Award. January 20th, 2008. That's probably the last time that I was giving someone good customer service. Up here, we have my little box Nintendo display. I've got the Mario & Luigi Deluxe set, which honestly I can't be happier with that. The box looks amazing. The Super Nintendo control set, also pretty cool. I don't understand why it's as expensive as it is. Sorry, my throat is getting so dry. I'm almost done with this room tour, but damn, I'm losing my voice already. I have other videos I wanted to film today. It's actually more expensive than the Super Nintendo Mini in the box. Got my first 3DS, the Fire Emblem, my Pikachu 3DS, probably one of my most prized gaming possessions right now, Game Boy Advance SP, Famicom Color, and one of my best finds at a trade event, one of the first ones I ever went to. I actually got this complete in the box for $20, and it's in like mint condition. I have a box protector surrounding it, and the baby form of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Munchlax. We got some random stuff on this shelf. We got Luigi cuddling up with Gengar, God knows why. Star, I finally took that out of the box, the Club Nintendo reward statue, my Pokemon Walker, a Perler Art Mega Man, a Pac-Man Arcade, and I don't know why Hulk's standing like that. He's usually over here. I think I was messing around with these games. One thing a lot of people probably haven't seen, I got my special edition, I guess, Super Mario 3D World. The stomach is actually fuzzy. It was a pre-order bonus, I think, over in the UK, so a lot of people in the United States haven't seen that yet, or aren't aware of it, but it was pretty cheap to get. I think I paid $10 for that. The cover, that is, not the game. Actually, I paid $10 for the game too, now that I think about it, because I got it at a garage sale. Some basic Wii titles. Moving down, we have my Super Nintendo boxed collection, headlined obviously by Secret of Mana. The Goof Troop, which was a great find. That was only $10 at a game exchange. A lot of filler titles, which honestly, if it came down to it, I would probably clear out of my collection. Got Legend of Zelda, Mega Man X, those are great, but like Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Well, the best game, that one's pretty cool. NHL 94. Pack Attack, who gives a fuck about Pack Attack? Stunt Race FX. I've never played that. Super Bomberman's good. I really wish the box was in better condition, but I actually got that from Sam back in the day. right around the time when I first started hanging out at his booth. I miss Sam. And onto my boxed Game Boy collection, highlighted, I believe, by Double Dragon, Kirby's Pinball Land, and Donkey Kong. Also, I've arranged all my Game Boys, the different color ones. I'm still missing quite a few, I believe. I only have one Game Boy Pocket. I have all the regular colors of the Game Boy Color, I believe. I'm missing just the Pokemon ones. We have my complete in box Pokemon Yellow Japanese. I got that in a trade with Steven, local subscriber, previously known as Pikachu and some numbers, and now I believe Toxic Pretender on YouTube. Some more Famicom Mini Game Boy Advance stuff. Dr. Mario and Castlevania. Kind of have a boxed Zelda collection that I didn't even really realize I had. Got the Legend of Zelda, Link, Adventures of Link, and Four Swords, A Link to the Past. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, happy to have those. Those are both in decent condition. Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, that's in mint condition, is one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games, honestly. And the main reason I actually started a channel is I wanted to be a Nintendo DS collector, so I have a ton of DS games here. I'll be honest, a lot of these I haven't had a chance to play. A lot of them I've gotten recently. Chrono Trigger, that's actually the only way I've ever played Chrono Trigger, and I absolutely love it. Down here we have my Nintendo DS collection. Got 3 DS Lites. Oh, I still have this. Still waiting to hear back from Darth Sega, who just won the contest. This is filmed the same day I did that drawing, actually. My DSIs, my Game Boy Advance SPs. This one's actually a mod that was done by Ted. It's got the pink Game Boy Advance SP back from Japan, and the Famicom or NES cover. I think it's really cool. It's one of my favorite items in my game collection, as I can't open it with one hand apparently without dropping it. I think it looks awesome. It's Frankenstein, but I love it. And on to my 3DS collection, which is probably some of my most played games from this last year. Of course, I have my Pikachu 3DS, but you know what that looks like. You don't need to see that. I've completed Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage. Haven't started the second game. I still have that sealed. I hear the second game sucks, but the third game doesn't look too bad. It's kind of like a Link to the Past kind of top-down adventure. Obviously played the Pokemon games pretty extensively. Mario 3D Land, amazing. Super Monkey Ball 3D, amazing. Super Smash Bros. 3DS, probably one of my most played games this year. And let's get down on the flow and take a look at my most unorganized collection. I used to have these alphabetized, not anymore. I've been sorting through these and weeding out some of the games that I've done for Let's Play Something that I realized I absolutely would never want to play again. I got rid of those, and that left me with completely being too lazy to put it back in the right order. So let's just scroll through, see what we got. Got Bubble Bobble, it's amazing. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. Strider, Kung Fu, got that from Sam recently. Contra, got 2 Punch-Outs. I got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and just Punch-Out. Ninja Gaiden, probably the most difficult game I've ever played in my fucking life. Got Mega Man 1, 2, 3, and 6. I believe I had 4 and I traded that to Wiggy. I think that's the one I traded to Wiggy, I'm not sure. I got the gray cartridges for the Legend of Zelda and Adventures of Link. I had the gold ones, but I think the gray ones just fit better. And they're a little bit more uncommon. As I lose my voice again. Got the Turtles trilogy. The arcade game, I think, is the best one. I got the Metroid. And that is the one that is with the awesome cover. I just want to show off real quick. I just think that's amazing. To me, this looks like all the repro carts that are coming out now, because I wouldn't think that they had that design for Samus back in the day. But I just think that looks amazing. I'm very happy to have that. One of my favorite Game Exchange finds this year. Darkwing Duck. Probably one of the best videos I ever recorded was a Let's Play of that. And to this day, I think less than 25 people have viewed it. And same thing with Bucky O'Hare. I've got that with the manual. This game is my favorite NES game of all time. And I fucking raged so hard at this in a Let's Play something. But once again, that's one of the reasons I don't do Let's Play somethings anymore. Because that, I feel, is one of my best videos. And it's, once again, like less than 30 views, I think. So let's get up. Actually, let's stay down here. Fuck it. We have my Sega Game Gear. Not a lot of love for the Sega Game Gear, to be honest. I have the blue one in here, though, which is definitely cool. This bag is dusty as fuck because I haven't moved this since I put it back there. There it is. I have some games. None of them are really great. Probably the best one's the Power Ranger game. And that is my Xbox. Keep it in this carrying bag because it's fucking heavy. And I don't really have anywhere else to put it. Moving upward, we have some statues that I used to have taking up space. We got Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Darth Maul, Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. And here is my Super Nintendo collection. Loose cartridges, which I have behind my door on this rack that has been very handy because I was running out of space. Some highlights for this from my childhood. Cool Spot. I absolutely love the Cool Spot games. Fatal Fury, not as good as I thought it would be. Final Fight is an awesome beat 'em up. Just gonna scroll through. A lot of these I got recently in the Black Friday video, so I don't have much to say about them. Tetris Attack was one of my favorite puzzlers of all time. Tournament Fighters. I'm actually glad that I never got a chance to rent that as a kid, because I would have been so pissed. Oh no, we're losing a game. That's the problem with this shelf, is that's possible. It's possible to just lose a game out of there. Star Fox. Rival Turf. This was a game I was very happy to get in my collection again. This was one of those games that your parents get you that's like in like the bargain bin when they're clearing out Super Nintendo games back in the day, and it turns out to be pretty fun. Excalibur 2097. This is a hidden gem in my opinion. I actually am not that great at it, but I had a lot of fun doing the Let's Play something on it. Got Donkey Kong Country 1, Run Saber, which is another one of those ones that I picked up at a garage sale, and I was surprised by how much it was worth. Super Castlevania 4, very happy to have that. I wonder, they have to have one that comes with a color manual, because that doesn't look as good as it probably should. Now we've reached the last two collections in this video, my boxed N64 collection and my GameCube collection. I'm noticing I didn't know how the alphabet worked. These are out of order. So we got both Banjo games on the N64. I did enjoy the first one quite a bit. Haven't had a chance to play the second. Diddy Kong Racing. I preferred this to Mario Kart, but honestly I don't think it holds up that much back right now. I played it recently just to test it out when I got an extra, and I wasn't too happy with it. Got the Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. Mario Kart 64. Super Smash Brothers complete the box. Sam gave me a great deal on that. I don't remember how much it was, but it was such a great deal. Now we have my pathetic GameCube collection. We have Bloody Roar, I guess is a highlight there. Got 2 Zelda games, still missing the, I guess the 4-pack collector's edition. Very happy to have the Twilight Princess on the GameCube. Mario Golf, probably one of my favorite GameCube games. Pikmin, haven't had a chance to play that yet. Super Mario Sunshine, probably the game that honestly turned me off of the GameCube, because I had a PlayStation 2 already, and that was one of the first games I got on the GameCube, and honestly, it didn't sell me. I didn't like it as much as I did Super Mario 64, and it kind of killed it for me. Got my Game Boy Player startup disc. And here's like a random mishmash of posters, like old Nintendo posters that have never been opened, some Elder Scrolls posters, maps, and a gigantic bag of loose manuals that I need to find boxes or games for, or for trade. I'm actually probably going to bring that to the trade event and see if that will help anybody complete some games. Whew. I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted after watching that? Because I'm exhausted after filming that, guys. That's going to do it for the 2015 room tour. Please like, comment below with what you think I could do to improve this room, how you think I can help use this space that I have better. I'm just going to do a little spin around as I'm saying this, just to kind of show you how everything's set up, since you might not realize where everything is in relation to everything else. I'm working with very limited space here. Hopefully going to be able to get a place of my own, apartment, condo, whatever. Would love to have a basement game room that's not also my bedroom, but I'm broke as a fucking joke, guys. So, if you're new, subscribe. We do weekend adventure and video game hunting every Saturday morning. New video posts at 7 a.m. Eastern. I've been pretty consistent with that ever since I started doing it that way. And I try to put out maybe 3 to 4 videos a week if you're new. You'll see some top 5s, some random ass bullshit, and a lot of rambling. So, I actually filmed so much in this room tour that I ran out of room on the phone. So, I'm not really sure what part just got cut off or what. I haven't checked yet, but thank you for watching my 2015 room tour. Stay tuned for more videos. As always, keep it real, Internet.